Supplies?
I got all my supplies. Everybody, we're live. We're live. Everybody, we're live and full of supplies. I just show my logo. I'm just going to take my logo off. And we're going to start the live stream. I love this logo. There we are. We are live. We are live. Live and ready to rumble.
Should I go out and come in again?
Because
it doesn't show live.
It doesn't show live?
No.
Then yeah, go out and come back in again.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to put a fly in the vise so everybody can see a nice big grasshopper fly.
There we go.
Beautiful. BEA, beautiful. So, I'm assuming that one that just came in is you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Mrs. Beautiful Superfly. How are you doing this evening?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when I'm live streaming with you and the rest of our lovely friends.
Yes, and
And
I'm
our
with
people.
you.
Yes. How does our screen look? Does our logos look
Nice,
good?
Nice. What you got in the vise there?
This is a grasshopper pattern.
Ooh,
Ew.
he's a little creepy.
Remember, everybody, if the Mrs. Superfly thinks it's creepy, then you know you can throw it on your hook because it'll be a good fly.
Yes, sir.
So, Whitney!
Hi, Whitney.
Whitney's in the house.
Hello.
What's going on, Whitney? Yeah. Me and Whitney were in a lot of live streams today together. We were bopping around.
Very good.
Yep, Whitney.
Just don't forget to remind everyone every now and then that why I can't chat.
Oh yeah. So
I'm not being rude.
yeah. So the Mrs. I apologize, everybody. We had a fairly busy week, and I forgot to set the Mrs. Superfly up with her own YouTube subscription, so she can't chat at the moment because there's no space for her to chat. Like my keyboard's in front of me and everything.
Yeah,
and she's got to sit on the couch with her tablet and she
and
can
read what you lovely people say.
Exactly. She gets to read what you lovely people say,
Yes.
and she just lets me know
Yeah.
and keeps me in line so
Yeah.
I stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Let me just lower that just a little bit so it's even on the screen.
There you go.
Beautiful. Yes. So I added some things to the live stream.
Yes.
As you can see, I have all the names of everybody, and as you can see, the beautiful Whitney is on there, and Solo and Ted and Paul outdoors, and our girl Bambi, and Release the Grease, and Cool Cat. All you beautiful people are on that list for the names that will be going into the draw, and probably next week I will print them out, and you will actually see me put them into the container for the draw. But for now, I thought I'd put them in the corner, and then you guys all know you're in for the draw to win a beautiful fly box.
Yeah.
A super fly box.
Cool.
Yeah. And I added a Fish on Canada logo because, of course, I'm Canadian. So broadcasting live from Canada, the Superfly, for all of you who love us little Canadian guys.
Yeah.
And then I put the subscriber count. So
yeah.
To
that
let
was
you
up from last week.
Was it up? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Last week it was 77.
Did I have it showing?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so see, we got a few more subscribers this week. So thank you to everybody who subscribed to me this week, and thank you to Whitney and all the names on the draw list, because I know they've all subscribed to me. So you guys are incredible, and I love you guys all. You are super fans, and I love going from chat to chat, hanging out with you guys, and then I love at the end of the week getting to do my official live stream with you guys. So then I don't have to type. I can just do stuff. You know what, guys? I hate typing. I like talking, but I hate typing. I wish there was a feature that we could just hit the button and say it like, whatever we want to say in the chat, and then it would just, you'd hear it. But
you never know. Maybe they'll create that.
There are other programs. Like if we didn't do YouTube, we could go to Zoom, and then on Zoom we could all see each other even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but right now I'm just trying to build up my YouTube channel
Sure.
and make a bunch of friends, which seems to be working. You're all my friends now. I feel so special. So yeah, I love you guys. And for now, we're just gonna type it out, and you guys read my gibberish every day when I'm joining you in the in the chats. So yeah. So I want to today I wanted to show you guys a technique. I had a request from our friend, one of our friends, and I'm not sure if he wants to remain nameless. I get the impression he wants to remain nameless, so I'm not going to call him out, but he knows who he is. We're going to talk about hopper dropper technique. And so if you're a fly fisherman or thinking about getting into fly fishing, one of the techniques us guys uses is called hopper dropper. So this here is a hopper fly, and as you can see, it's a really foamy, floaty fly. Like it's a big fly, and this fly has the ability, and let me just get a smaller fly here, to hold another fly or possibly even two underneath. Now I've never hopper droppered two flies because I've never had to. But basically, Doda's in the house. What's up, Doda? My man Doda in the house. What's good, Doda? Yeah. I was just explaining, Doda, to everybody, hopper droppers. So for those who aren't fly fisher, basically it's where you take a big floaty fly and then you take a wet fly, like a little nymph or a chromonid, like this little kind of chromonid pattern here, and you basically attach a line from the bottom of your hook, and it runs about a foot, 2 feet, maybe even 3 feet down, and it drags this little fly behind, and this gives you two chances to catch a fish. So sometimes some of those fish want to hit the top fly, like the grasshopper, and some of them want to hit the bottom.
So the grasshopper's on the water and that little fella's in the water?
Correct.
Okay.
And I actually prepared a little diagram for you guys. Oh, no.
Hello, Solo.
Solo in the house.
I can hop around, but I don't float.
Solo hops around, but he doesn't float. There's the diagram. So here's the diagram, guys, of so you can see the nymph is down where the trout are generally hanging out on the bottom level, and then the hopper is floating along the surface here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So all the fishes will get go after either one?
Yeah. So
okay.
the fish will do one of two things. They'll either hit the bottom fly or they'll hit the top fly.
Okay.
And sometimes, in rare occasions, they'll take the bottom fly and then continue up and take your top fly.
Yes.
Which is okay. And I've had it happen once or twice where I catch a fish on the top fly and a fish on the bottom fly, and that is not as good. It's cool, but if you catch two trout on one line, it can be very, very.
Cool Cat says hello, Superfly.
Hey, Cool Cat! Cool Cat's in the house.
Look at Solo sent me flowers.
Oh, Solo sending the Mrs. Superfly flowers. Yeah, she's worthy of flowers, buddy. Solo, I missed you, Solo.
So Doda said, do you use like a peg stop on the hook to protect the knot for the dropper fly?
No.
Good question.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you now how I set them up.
Yeah.
So I brought some of my 4-pound test. Now, anybody who knows me unless I'm carp fishing or garpike fishing, I only ever use 4-pound test. And then if I'm garpike fishing or carp fishing, I'll use like a 15-pound test. But I got my test line here. I'm going to show you.
Did Cool Cat think that was a real grasshopper, or he knows it's a
Did he
fly?
know it's a? Hey, don't move! You got a grasshopper. Say right on. Right, Cool Cat? Yeah, no. And this isn't even one of my good ones. This is just, I just put that in there. I mean, it's good, but that's that that's
Always trying to be funny.
I know he's trying to be funny. But since he asked, these are the good ones here. The real these are the real steaks.
Yeah.
When you start fishing with these, those little trout and sunfish and rock bass and all those beautiful fish, these are the ones that. But don't get me wrong, this is a good fly. I've caught a lot of fish on this as well. But I just wanted to show you guys. So basically, so you have this fly attached to your main lead line. And I'm going to show you, I like to use a very simple knot, just a little loop knot.
Cool Cat said they look great, and he reckons you've done this a few times before, you know?
I have done this more than my fair share. So what I like to do, so the hook, this hook that's leading to the top, I will tie it on with a loop. Now I always leave it a little short, but I'm going to lengthen it up. So I do one loop, and then I put my fly through twice through that loop.
That's a little tricky.
It is a little tricky, but it is well worth it.
Yeah.
And then try not to get tangled in your little legs there.
Yeah.
And I will pull on this end here, and it'll tighten up that knot close to the fly. All right. And then when I want to leave a little bit of a loop, and then when I get there, I'll just pull it tight. And now that knot is not going anywhere. That's a really tight knot. And what will happen, I will take my clippers, which of course I don't have, so I'll just use scissors, but pretend I did this with scissors. Make sure you don't cut the wrong thread or the wrong line. You want to cut the short tag, and I like to cut it pretty flush. So this will be the one that goes to your main lead line. All right. And I usually, from my fly line to my lead line, I'll have maybe about 2 or 3 feet of line from that. And then that'll be that one. And then the next line, and I'll just cut it off of here because we don't need all that. The next line will be attached to the hook of your hopper. When you're using this hopper dropper technique, you don't have to use a hopper. It could be like you could use like a plug. Like if you're fishing more like for panfish, like perch and crappies and stuff, you could use a popper versus a grasshopper.
Okay.
So like it's very interchangeable. Or you could use like a booby. These flies, this fly here is called a booby fly because of the big eyes there. So as long as it's a big floaty fly as your main fly, that's what you want. So what I'm going to just put this aside for a second, and for the next part of the line, we're going to make a slip knot. So basically, you're just going to make a loop in your fingers like this. You're going to take your line and you're going to pull it through like that. Okay, that makes your slip. And then you're going to take your long piece of line and pull it through once more. And now you have a slip knot. So the tighter things pull, the tighter this knot gets. So what I do, I take that slip knot and I attach it onto the hook of whatever the big foamy fly is, and it tightens up there. And then what I do is I take my trimmers And I'm going to trim it, but I'm not going to trim it right flush. I'm just going to leave a small little bit of tag so that if I want to remove it later, like let's say you don't want to fish the dropper, you still have the ability to just remove that. So see if I just pull that little tiny bit of tag, I can just take it on or take it off.
Oh, wow.
Like so. And then you could also switch up your dropper very easily without having to retie the whole system. You could just have a couple of droppers already made. And depending on how what the depth of your water is, you'll have to figure that out, right? Because you want the dropper on top on up high, and you want the dropper down almost to the bottom, but not hitting bottom. And sometimes some guys will put depending on if you're allowed to in the waters you fish, some guys will put a second dropper in the middle. I've never done that. I figured two hooks is more than dangerous enough, if you're casting and whatever. So I never do that. So basically, here you go. So you got your floater, and then however many. I'm just going to do it short because I'm showing you guys, but about a foot from the thing, and then you're going to take your nymph and then again I like to just do the same knot. It you know what it Some guys are telling me it's not a good knot, but I have not lost fish because of that. So if you just go twice and then cinch it, and it's a loop knot, and it allows all your flies to flow freely, and it just gives more movement to all your flies. And I have yet to catch a fish big enough to pull that off. So if you want to use a different knot, that's up to you guys. You can switch up your knot, but I'm just showing you the basics of the hopper dropper system. So what? Let me read the chat here. Yes, thank you, Whitney. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would it would greatly I would greatly appreciate it, and also it'll get me closer to getting you guys a super fly box. I would love to give you guys a fly. One of you beautiful people gets a fly box. Where many? Hey, Superfly and Mrs. Superfly, keep an eye on that cool cat fella. He's got the look about him. Yes, yes, he does. Oh, thank you, Solo. Yeah, I for those of you who don't know, I also have a puppet channel because I'm also when I'm not catching all these beautiful fish, I'm puppeteering. So my other channel is Super Flies for Super Guys, and I usually do.
You mean that?
Or sorry, yeah, Laugh Out Loud Puppets, and so when I'm not fishing, I'm usually puppeteering and doing puppety stuff, and I like to post. So if you've seen any of the shout outs on this channel, you'll also see them on that channel because I like to double them up, and I like to recognize my friends on both channels. So yeah, so go check that out if you're looking for some funny puppet stuff. That's always good for a laugh. What's Cool Cat said? That's my ALTBTW. Hmm. I'm not good with those little short things sometimes.
BTWs, by the way.
Oh, by the way, that's my ALT. What's the ALT part?
Oh, Whitney.
Oh, Whitney, thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Whitney. Thank you so much, Whitney. Throwing up another like. Beautiful. You guys are awesome. Best fans ever. I want to put up my best fans ever sign right now. Here we go. There you go. Best fans ever. That's you guys. So yeah, so that is the dropper hopper. Like I said, my friend had requested that, and I know some of you who are just getting into fly fishing or fly tying, that's going to be that's going to be a pattern. This is a very popular way to fish. A lot of people get into that. I use it all summer long in the lakes, fishing for, like I said, rock bass and sunfish and crappies and bluegills, and it works very, very, very well. Um, I really enjoy it. Also, now I know this isn't fly tying, but you could also like, so this becomes now also like a float. So you can see this. So it's like an indicator, right? So if something hits that bottom one, it's going to go down, and then it allows you to see that something took your bottom nymph, or you'll see that a fish just jumps up and grabs your top top indicator. But if you wanted to fish like a big floaty fly, and then like say a little piece of worm or like a little piece of minnow or something, you could absolutely do that. So um, once you get fly fishing and stuff, there's variations, right? And the other good thing about flies, certain flies you can fish on a regular spinning gear. So let's say you want to get a little bit into flies, fishing flies, but you don't have the money for a rod and say like tying your own stuff. You can also float a lot of these like little nymphs and stuff under a float and use them on a spinning rod. And any of us in here, I know Solo, Whitney, um, Bambi, they've all R2G. They've all gone over to Jimmy's channel, Jimmy R Adventures. By the way, check him out. He's incredible. He's If you haven't checked him out, he's a cool place to hang out. He also ties flies, and he fishes with a bubble, which I, of course, don't have with me because I wasn't planning on talking about bubbles. But you can get these floats that are like bubbles, and you can fill them with water, and you can float a fly underneath them, and then you can cast it so far because it's a very heavy float. So you can get a really nice cast with it.
Cool.
Yes, yes. So anyways, that's the hopper dropper. I hope that was helpful to any of you. And if you have any more questions or you want me to explain more or show you different fly options for that, let me know, and I will be more than happy to do that. Okay, just gonna get this out of the way. Boop boop boop. You think we should do a shout out? Is there anybody in here who doesn't have a shout out?
Um,
Let's do a shout out.
okay.
So it's shout out time, guys. Before I get into tying up the first fly of the day, I'm gonna do a shout out. So the first person to write in the comments, I want a shout out. Grampy will give you a shout out this week. He will shout you out. We'll try and get a couple of those.
Oh, cool cat.
Cool cat, you're on the list for a shout out. The beautiful Mrs. Superfly, she just did it. So give me till Tuesday, and I will put up a shout out for you, and on both my channels, and I will shout you out, brother. Amazing. All right. And I love that that's my Grampy puppet. So if he shouts you out, all the cool people have shout outs from Grampy.
Right.
All right.
Oh, Solo asked if do you put any acrylic on them flies?
Acrylic. Like you mean like UV resin? Solo? Yeah, some of them flies have like UV resin or like nail polish. Um, some of them I paint up. Some of them I actually do use acrylic paint on them.
Yeah.
and then I once I paint it with a paint, I'll go over it with a UV resin, and I will seal it in. Uh, yeah, so like all wherever you see like here's one. See the brown cricket? Like I colored this up with a Sharpie marker, and then I went over it with the clear nail polish to seal it all in. And the legs, see how the legs are brown? I used like a brown nail acrylic nail polish on those. So yeah, I use a lot of like nail. Don't tell anybody. I've got more nail polishes than my wife. When I come out of the dollar store with 20 different nail polish colors, the girl at the cash is like, "What are you using all the nail polishes for?" And then I point to my hat, and she sees all the bugs, and she goes, "Oh, you're painting bugs." Yeah. So that's yeah. Uh, a lot of my flies have those kind of clear nail polishes on there.
He's laughing.
Solo's laughing at me now. Yes, yes. Cool cat. I'm a fast typer. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. You're very welcome, Cool Cat. It'll be my pleasure. It'll be my pleasure for sure to do that. Um, and again, if you guys have any like, if there's something in the fly fishing or fly tying world, like if there's a certain kind of bug you want to see, or something you've seen, a technique or something, uh, let me know for sure, because I can for sure talk about that. I'm all good. I'm all over that. Um, as a matter of fact, this year, um, I'm going to actually go out in the back field and do some fly casting demonstrations to show you guys more, just more technique. So if you, because you know what, a lot of people get scared off from fly fishing.
Do you want them to see you, or are they just see
Oh no, they can.
device?
You know what? They can see my beautiful face. But don't. I hope I don't crack the screen now. Um, yes, while I'm talking, it's probably better
Yeah.
that they get to see
No,
see me.
because you said earlier today, a lot of people seem to be imitated by fly fishing,
Intimidated,
and
yes.
you wanted to show them some simple techniques where they shouldn't be.
Yes. Yeah.
They
So
if they want to try it.
absolutely, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I've been watching a lot of these fly fishing channels and fly tying channels
Yeah.
that are specifically about fly, which I am, but I'm watching them, and don't get me wrong, I'm a master fly tying and fly fisherman, but I'm watching these guys' channels, and I'm like, if I was a new fly fisherman and never fly tied or fly
Fly
fished
fish.
before,
Right.
I wouldn't get into it. If I watched their channels, I wouldn't watch them. And I'm not trying to put them down,
No, no.
but they make it so complicated. They
Yeah.
make it seem like, first of all, that you got to be super rich to get into it,
Yeah.
which you don't.
No.
You can get a decent fly rod and fly gear
Yeah.
for I'm gonna say $150. But you watch these guys' channels, and they're like, I got this $3,000 fly rod, and I got the best arbor reel and all that. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be buying that stuff. So like, why would I get into that? So that right there, that scares people off. And then, yes, there are a lot of different casting techniques. Like there's the roll cast and side cast and hover cast, and like there's just a bunch of casting you can do.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is not necessary. There's basically two casts you got to be able to do. One is, if you can flick your wrist like this, all you got to do is flick your wrist like back and forth. That's it. If you can flick your wrist, you're casting. And with your other hand, you're just pulling out a little bit of line,
Right.
and letting it go. And
Right.
trust me, I've had the Mrs. Superfly out fly casting before.
Yeah.
So if Mrs. Superfly can do it, and Mrs. Superfly has hand problems, so she has pains in her hands, like she has hand issues. So if she can do it, anybody can do it. I've taught kids to fly fish. There are videos of people teaching kids to fly fish.
Yeah.
Anybody can fly fish. It's very simple. As you learn more and you get more involved, it obviously gets complicated. Like the more you learn about anything, even baking, you first learn how to bake some cookies, and then you're baking cakes, and then you're baking pies and all kind flans and all kinds of things. The more time you spend doing anything in life, the more time the better you're going to get. And if you put 10,000 hours into anything, you will master it, no matter what it is, whether it's auto mechanics, playing a guitar, sewing, knitting, anything. So I always tell people, if there's something you're interested in doing, just do it. Don't just keep holding back because you're like, oh, I'm afraid. Don't be afraid. Just do it, because you know what? Everybody started somewhere. I have tied some flies, guys, that are real doozies, and I'm a master, right? So even sometimes I'll get on here on my Vice, and I'll start tying something up, and I'll get what I think is a brilliant idea in my head, and I get it out, and I'm like, wow, that's a piece of crap. So I mean, to be really fair, even the masters make mistakes, and new materials. So like recently, I've like literally recently got into UV resins, like since my birthday. So just a little bit before March, the beautiful Miss Superfly bought me my first UV light, and then we went out and got some resin, and I've just been experimenting with it. And the first couple of flies were crap, and then I figured out the timing of the light, how much, and all that. And now, oh yeah, what Solo's cracking up. I know for sure Solo's cracking up at me. Yeah. What's Cool Cat said? Yeah, Solo.
I'm scared.
The Mrs. Superfly knows.
Yeah, what we're talking about, fly fishing.
I'm just scared to get a fly stuck in the back of my head trying to learn how to fly fish.
No.
You know what, Solo?
No.
If you watch one of these pros online, you should be scared. If you watch, I'm gonna like now the weather is actually getting pretty nice.
Yeah, we'll make some videos.
Me and Mrs. Superfly, she's gonna film. I'm gonna go out in the field, and I'm gonna show you guys the basics of casting.
Yeah.
It is so simple. The only thing you have to be aware of,
like trees and stuff,
you got to be like spatially aware. So like, other than like when you're regularly casting a spinning rod or a bait caster, you only have a little bit of line and then you cast it out. With fly fishing, the further out your line is in front of you, you got to make sure you have space behind you to have that line.
Right.
And that's basic casting. But then if you get like say you're there's a hill behind you or trees or something, then you can do like what's called a roll cast. And when you roll cast, you basically lift up your rod straight up, and then you just flick it down hard towards the water. And what happens is your line goes into a big loop, and it doesn't go behind you. It just kind of goes up in front of you, and then it goes back out into the water. So there's that. And then there's another cast, which is also easy. It's called the bow and arrow. So basically you hold your rod and you take the tip of your fly out like this, and you hold your rod like literally like kind of like a bow and arrow, and you just let go of the fly, and it carries out the fly to where the fish are. Yeah. So if you're like fishing a tight stream or something, that's a really effective cast to get a fly. Or if you're trying to get a fly like under some bushes or something. But it's not super complicated. Anybody can do this. And I'm gonna get the Mrs. Superfly to show you, because I'm gonna show her, which she already knows, but then she's gonna show you too. And trust me, if Miss Superfly can do those little techniques, any one of you out there can do them.
Solo said he'll have to go to the ER, and he'll have a fly stuck on his head. Imagine how they're gonna look at him and not stop laughing.
Solo.
They would probably say the exterminators are down the street. Do you need directions? Because your flies are all bugs.
Right? You crack me up, Solo. Don't worry. Just when you start, use rubber hooks. No problems. when you like honestly,
Just
when
don't forget to tie a fly tonight.
I'm gonna tie a fly tonight. Don't worry, don't worry. But these guys got me going now. That's what happens when I hang out with these guys. They just get me. They get me all cracked up. Um, if you're practicing fly casting, you can just. I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna kill a fly.
He's
but
just gonna wear a helmet when he flies.
He's just gonna wear a helmet. I'm just gonna wear a helmet. No worries. But you can make a. You could just take a fly, cut off your hook.
Yeah.
Just cut the hook off, and then if that while you're learning to cast, if that hits you or anybody, it isn't gonna
right.
it isn't gonna stick in you or stick into trees.
Right.
I mean, you could still get it tangled in a tree, but I mean, if you're deliberately trying to cast near a tree, that's silly.
Whitney's gotta go, but if we're still on, she'll be back later.
All right, Whitney.
Thank you.
We plan to be here till 9.
Yeah, usually.
So we're usually 2 hours, but sometimes Solo keeps us extra, and Cool Cat, and we get chatting. So we might be a little later than that. But if not, if you don't make it back, Whitney,
it's all good.
We love you so much, and we appreciate you, and we're so happy that you support us.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you.
We just love you guys. And you know what? You guys really brighten up my day. There's just so much crap going on in the world these days. When I get to hang out with you guys and we're laughing and joking and stuff, it just makes life better.
Light.
It makes it light and happy, and that that's what we all need, a little bit of that.
This is true.
So, and actually, this is good too, because me and the Mrs. Superfly, we get to spend time together. I mean, we're always together anyways, but it just means we get to come together, like literally, and hang out and chat with you guys, and it's good for us, and it's I hope it's good for you. So.
She appreciates all of us.
You're welcome, Whitney.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Okay, so Cool Cat, last week I showed him a nymph pattern, which I have right here. And I think he wanted to, if I'm not mistaken, Cool Cat, you wanted to see some like adult mayfly patterns. By the way, oh, let me lower this now.
Yeah.
Let me get back into filming mode. Okay. So here's the flies that are in the fly box. And this box is I'm sure is going to get full.
Jody, it's always fun time hanging out with the two of you two. Thank you, Solo. Thank you.
Solo's the man. God bless you, Solo.
Oh, that's cool, Jody.
So this was the nymph I tied up for everybody last week.
That's better. Yeah. Buggy.
It was very buggy. It's a spring wiggler, or a lot of places call them a Michigan wiggler. But these are very effective for not just trout, but many species of fish. I catch a lot of panfish on them. Panfish will eat anything that's small and buggy.
Mm.
So this is what I always tell people. If you're trying to make flies, make them buggy, because fish eat bugs. So if you yes, my sweet Maria, they do. If I'm all off track now. You guys got me going. If you can't tie a super crazy realistic bug, don't panic. You can tie something that looks buggy. So anything that's fuzzy and buggy, like, just make it look buggy. I'm trying to look for something here that's not overly realistic. Obviously I don't have anything super handy. So here's
Why
like,
do panfish taste so good? Maybe I should eat more bugs.
Solo. You know what? I don't know about you guys in the States, but our Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau and Carney, they set up a factory to raise crickets to try to get, they wanted to get us Canadians off of beef and onto eating crickets. And I can tell you that didn't go over well. we drew the line somewhere. We're like, that ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
So yeah. Can you eat those bugs? Yeah, you can eat it. There's a lot of kinds of bugs you can eat. You ain't gonna catch me eating them. But anyways, this fly here is another version. This is a much simpler version of the spring wiggler. You would probably see this if you type in spring wiggler. You'll see something like this, and it looks buggy. And you know what? Fish are going to eat that. Anything with hackle on it. If you get like little chicken hackle on there, and little eyes on there, just make it. Why are you laughing? Hackle is a word. Are you laughing? What are you?
Chicken hackle and.
Why are you laughing at that? Okay, we've lost the Mrs. Superfly. She's gone now. Anyways, if you just make any fly look really buggy, you are certain to catch fish with it. Absolutely certain. Like, okay, here's one. See, this is as basic as a fly gets. And I just use little rubber legs and try and get it in focus.
And some of the flea markets there, they sell chocolate covered grasshoppers and some other flavored ones for tacos.
Yeah?
The flea markets there.
Solo, where you're in Texas, right? Remind me not to go to the flea markets in Texas if I'm hungry. I ain't eating no chocolate covered grasshoppers. Nope. Well, the Mrs. Super. So Jimmy yesterday was using coffee flavored worms,
yes.
And the Mrs. Superfly was like, "Yeah, coffee flavored worms." I'm like, "Do you heard the word worms, right?"
No,
great for yeah. She just heard the coffee part. Great for trout. Trust me, you won't like them, Mrs. Superfly. Okay.
You can call me Maria.
Yeah, you could call her Maria. The Mrs. Superfly's name is Maria. And for anybody, well, Solo knows, but anybody else who may or may not know, my actual name is Jody. So, and my last name is Sharp. And because I deal with hooks, easy to remember, right? Jody Sharp. So, and my brain, my mind is sharp. So, yeah. So if you're me and Mrs. Superfly are Jody and Maria Sharp. She had to take my name. These are corn, these are corn flies. So if you're carp fishing, you're carp fishing,
yeah.
This is a cool fly. This is like a bunch of corn on a hook. So they just, when they sink, those little carp come up, bloop, 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 and they just eat those. I'm gonna try these this year. You know what? I haven't actually tried them, but I know guys who have tried like the single version and they caught carp on them.
You don't have your bacon and eggs and donut flies and hot dog flies.
I don't have the funny flies here. They are packed away, and I'm not gonna get up and get them.
No, I understand.
So here's the single version of the corn fly. So if you just wanted to use one niblet. Anyways. I'm getting super off topic.
Let's tie a fly.
I do want to show them one more thing though, and then I will absolutely tie a fly. So, see this dragonfly that I tied here. This is one of our that we have here. And it's, if you're asking why is it on like a metal rod, and then it's on a clip. This is so you can clip it on your hat. And it'll chase away deer flies and horse flies and mosquitoes and black flies and wasps and hornets, because dragonflies are the top predator in the bug world next to the praying mantis. These guys are such aerial hunters that even like the NASA and those guys study these guys because for their aerial, they hover in place and they catch bugs like crazy. Like so, even people who fly like planes and stuff, they look at the dragonfly and they do all kinds of studies on them. So this is your top predator, one of your top predators in the bug world, and they eat. So here's a fact for you: they eat up to 300 mosquitoes a day, or they can eat up to 30 deer fly a day.
Solo said it's cool. He needs 4 of them because the mosquitoes love him.
Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you, I have not personally used these yet. I got the idea, and again, this is not my idea. There are, you can buy these online, and they're from a company called Wingman. So if you type in Wingman dragonfly clip hats, they'll sell this device to you. Theirs might not look quite as real as mine, but apparently they work great. I've watched like 10 or 15 review videos, and apparently people are these are chasing away bugs. So I'm going to be making up a bunch for my family for this summer, and I'm going to try them, and I will let you guys know how they work for sure.
Jody.
What?
My wingman is Jody.
My wingman is Jody. Permission to buzz the tower.
Solo said he used coffee grinds, that they're good for worms. He learned the hard way not to put too much on them because coffee will mold and kill the worms.
Right. And you know what else it's going to do, Solo? It's going to make them super caffeinated, and they're going to be running around crazy trying to escape out of your container because they're going to be wheedling around
Are
like
you
nuts.
serious?
No. Oh. I gotcha. No, they won't do that. They won't do that. But I am going to look for. So I have some pre-made wings, guys. So if I tie you this fly, I'm going to tie one for Cool Cat here. I'm going to tie a mayfly, and I know I got some in here in my. When I'm bored, I make all kinds of pre-made wings. If I go out somewhere, I'll be just making wings. Where are they? Here they are. Okay.
Solo said he was thinking that the extra wiggle will help him catch more fish.
He is correct.
Okay.
But honestly, it's probably in those coffee worms is more the flavor than anything else.
Okay.
And I say that because those worms are gonna wiggle unless you've left them in the sun and they're half dead. They're gonna wiggle no matter what.
Okay.
So
what is it that Cool Cat wanted?
What is a Cool Cat wanted?
You said you're gonna show him how to make.
Yeah. So Cool Cat was when we were talking with Cool Cat last Sunday.
Yeah.
Cool Cat said he wants to learn how to make mayflies.
Oh yes, I remember.
In every stage of their life. So that's why we started with that. That was the nymph.
I remember.
So now we're going to show the adult. So these wings here, these are mayfly wings. And I'll hold them up to the camera.
Yeah, it doesn't do them justice.
The camera is not showing them all that great. Maybe they actually further back they look not too bad. Okay. So these are wings. I pre-made them, but I'm just gonna kind of give you a small demonstration without actually doing all the work.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have a table.
I don't have a table, but what I do have is that those laminating sheets. How do I say that? There's it's like a plastic. Remember in school when your teacher used to write on those plastic sheets and shine them up on the board? What is that?
Was that a projector?
Projector, yes,
was?
projector sheets.
You can get them at Staples.
You can get them at your local where
office stationery store.
Yeah, office stationery store.
Yeah.
So you can buy them in a package. Anyways, or any thin plastic. So if you have like a thin, really thin sort of plastic, that's what you want to make those wings out of.
Yeah.
Not a thick plastic, but a thin one. Okay. And I printed out on the internet all these wings. Now, where's the mayfly ones?
Solo said so he'll dip the worms in his coffee for flavor. Got it. But do I have to still keep drinking the coffee?
Solo, what's wrong?
He's done the coffee thing.
I gotta tell you, you know why I got into fly fishing? Because I wanted to give the worms a break. I felt bad for the worms,
That's true.
and they gross me out.
Yeah.
I've always been a little grossed out by worms.
Yeah.
They're slimy, and when it used to rain, I used to like throw up a little bit in my mouth. I hated like stepping on them, like you know when they come out in the rain. Oh, I was so grossed out by worms. I have used worms for a lot of years, so I'm guilty as charged. But you know, when I really got into fly tying, I totally dropped the worms.
Yeah.
I don't have to keep my flies in the fridge. I don't have to keep them cool. I don't have to worry if the flies die. You do have to worry if they melt. Your flies can melt if you have certain type of fly patterns. They will absolutely melt. But anyways, here's the wing pattern that I used for those.
Is that a template?
That is a template.
You made that.
I made this. So I gathered all these wings and sized them on using my Word documents program. So I got everything: stonefly, dragonfly, cicadas.
Wow.
Caddisfly.
Wow.
Cricket. Every wing I've got on there. All the ones you're ever going to need. But anyways, what you do is you take your template, you line up your plastic, and you take something sharp, like a pin, and then you go over.
Isn't that an X-Acto knife?
No, this is not an X-Acto knife.
Sorry.
You go over your pattern and you etch in your wings, and you etch in all the little lines on your wings.
Can I say something, sweetheart?
Yes, my darling.
Yeah. They might find that hard to see. You should be over the device, not under the device. There you go.
Okay.
Good luck.
just yell at the Mrs. Superfly, and she'll yell at me. Don't worry.
I'm not yelling.
No, just to keep me in order. Anyways, you basically you etch in all the little veins, right?
Yeah.
And you etch them all in. And then once you have them etched in, you can take a black marker and you can color over the wings, and then take a piece of paper towel and wipe off everything, because wherever you etched, the marker will go in, and all the top surface, you're going to wipe all that off. And then what you're going to have remaining, and I'll just remove this, is the etched veins in the wing.
Wow, that's interesting.
And if you want them to be yellow, and you have to seal them, right? So let me just show you. So like if you got these wings now, you're going to take some, drop it on the floor, take some packing tape, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to just take your packing tape and you're going to cover the wing over, and then you can, that's going to laminate that, and then you can take your yellow Sharpie and then you can color it, or a brown Sharpie if you want it to have a brown tinge, and you can color them. And every time you put a different layer on there, you just go over it with the tape and it laminates those wings in. And then when I'm done, I usually take my UV resins and then I'll just seal in the edges so that no water gets in there, and then they're watertight.
Interesting.
So that's roughly how I got the wings. But if I actually do the whole process, it's gonna take like a long time. And I want to just show you guys the tying part.
Solo said it's very creative, awesome, Jody.
Thank you, my good buddy Solo.
But he also said.
What else did he say?
He's just gonna buy the rubber worms that Paul uses and soak them in coffee.
Yeah, I haven't seen Paul in a couple of days. I haven't caught him live. He hasn't done a live or anything in a couple of days. I gotta catch that guy live. Okay, so now that we got our wings, and that's the first thing I would make is the wings, if I didn't already have these pre-made. So those are the wings. The next thing we got to do is find out the size of our mayfly hook, which is, and I'm going to go into my crazy bag of hooks. Now, you can use silver. I've got silver hooks. When you're doing natural flies, like really realistic, I try to stick to a brown hook or a black hook, for strictly because you don't want to you want it to look natural, right? Because that's the whole point of making it look good. There are some simple flies. I'm getting old, guys. My glasses are.
You want your reading glasses, honey?
No. My eyes are just a little strange. So I'm going to use these hooks here. Ugh. This is about the size of a mayfly. And I just know what size a mayfly is because when I'm hanging out at the water, I'm checking out those little mayflies, and wherever there's a bug, you'll see me looking at it for sure. I've caught more bugs than you can count on. I'm going to take my hook gauge. I'll tell you exactly what size I'm going to use.
Oh, Paul's wife had a procedure done at the hospital.
Size 8.
So he's caring for her until she feels better. Hers for Paul and Brandy. Of course.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I do remember Paul said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll keep her in prayer.
We're going to keep them in our prayers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use a size 8 hook. It's a straight hook. I'm going to put it in my main vise, like so. And I'm going to take my clear nylon thread. And hopefully this is not the one that keeps snapping. I'm going to tie it in below the eyes. And by the way, guys, this will be going into the fly box, so whoever wins it will be for sure winning it. And so that is the base of the fly right there. So the next thing we need to do is figure out where my broom bristles are. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I do need the broom bristles. Sorry. I do need them. So I'm going to get these little thin black broom bristles. And I need 3 of those. Those are going to be part of the tail. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this vise just off to the left here. And I'm going to bring in a second vise. I'll try and get it into camera, into view. There we go. It's a little blurry, no? I don't know why it's so blurry.
wipe off the lures with the paper towel?
No, it's just the distance it is from the. It's a bit further away.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so what I've got here, you know those sewing pins with the little end on them? If you just take a flat pliers, where's my flat pliers? You just take a pair of pliers and you bend it to a 90-degree angle. You'll basically have that. And what this allows you to do is to put it into your vise like so. Beautiful. And this allows you to tie all the legs on your grasshoppers and the tails on your grasshoppers and on your stoneflies and mayflies. So it is a really super great thing to have. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take some black ultrafine invisible thread and I'm going to tie it on to the tip of my pin, and then I'm going to run it down my pin to the length of the tail of the mayfly, and that length is on most mayflies around 1.5 centimeters. All right. And now we're going to take our piece of 1 millimeter fun foam. No, we're not going to do that. Sorry. It's been a while since I tied one of these guys. Bear with me. You know that old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it? Yeah. I haven't fished with a mayfly in a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3 broom bristles and we're going to line them up to the point, and whatever hangs out is going to be the tail. And we can trim them appropriately after. Okay, and now we're going to just go back and forth, and we're going to tie this in, doing fairly tight wraps. Like that. Forgive the squeaking. That's it's a new thread, so they always squeak for a little bit. I'm trying my best not to distract you, but it's causing my finger to twitch because I want to text. Just kidding. Solo. Oh, you can distract me anytime, buddy. Hey, where's Cool Cat?
Yeah, we haven't heard from him in a while.
Are you still with us, Cool Cat? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crazy glue. I'm going to put some crazy glue on there, and that's just going to tighten everything on there. And have no fear, it won't stick it to the pin. Okay, so now we're going to measure our foam to the length of our body, and then which is, I think I said 1.5 centimeters. Actually, I'm going to make it a little longer than 1.5 centimeters, actually. Forgive me. Bear with me. I'll figure this out. That's the great thing about fly fishing. Sometimes I make up patterns. It's like, I just go, I know what they got to look like. So I'm going to leave a little bit extra on the end because that's going to allow me to tie it onto our main hook. And basically, when you fold it in half, you want to be able to trim it on an angle, like a little triangle. So basically what's going to happen, see, that's the shape you want it to be, right? So that when you fold it, it's tapered, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to pinch it down onto your, I want to say hook, but it's your pin. And you're going to go 2 millimeters up from the tail, and you're going to put a few good wraps, and you want to see that black line, right? because that's the body ribbing in the tail section. So then you're going to pull it up, take your your line from underneath, wrap it 2 millimeters up from that, and then you'll pinch it back down. And then you'll repeat that process. And see it's starting to form your body lines. Are we close enough? Actually, I think I'm not close enough to the camera. Let me try and get that a little closer. I want you guys to be able to see that. Okay. And then you pull it back 2 millimeters up. So it's giving you that nice, you see that nice tapered effect that it's giving you? And then, of course, these are the little 3, like every mayfly has these little 3 end pieces on their tail. So you want that in there. And we're going to go one more section, I think. All right, just like that. All right, so those are your body segments. So now we're going to take our 2 fingers, twist them on the line twice around.
Austin Wildlife 05. Hello.
Oh, hey, Austin. How's it going? Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. We're tying up some mayflies for our friend Cool Cat. So once we get our thread on here, we're going to trim it flush, and we'll take it off, and then we can pinch it with our fingers and just give it a couple little twists, and then one catch it right by the back, and one quick pull like ripping off a band-aid. Whoop! And there you go. Now you've got a mayfly tail. Beautiful. Happy with that. Okay, so we're done with this pin vise here. I'll set my thing back up. Austin, we were hanging out the other day in your chat, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Austin was catching some bass.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh nice.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we were having a grand old time.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so now we're going to come back to our main fly. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our little poker, and where that 4th section is right before this foam here, we're going to poke a hole, and we're going to, I don't know if you guys can see this, we're going to poke it through there, through the thread and through there, and we're going to try and widen that little gap a bit, because what we're going to do is take this hook and we're going to slide it back through that hole. So that's just making room for our hook to go in. I'm going to take that out, and then I'll take the hook out of the vise with my bobkin in there, and I will run it through and put it through. And basically that now allows us to adjust that tail anywhere on the hook that we need it. Like so. And with this piece that we have, this is going to allow us to get a good grip of our foam. And we can go back almost to where that is, and we'll make one more body section. And that's just going to allow you to, that's going to tie that in nice and tight, so that's not going to go anywhere. And we'll just tie that right tight. Beautiful. And it already has that natural curve. You know how mayflies have that natural curve? It automatically builds that for you, which is super great. All right. Ba, 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 ba. What am I looking for? My Yes, I put them here. So now we need another broom bristles because we're going to put in the legs of our fly. And this one we're going to use our medium thick. So the ones we used on the tail were thin. Now we're going to look for our medium thick broom bristles, which are, where are they? Here they are. No, that's the thick ones. The thick ones I use for like spider legs and big grasshoppers. Where are they? Here they are. These are those ones. I got so many materials, guys, it's not even funny anymore. And the Mrs. Superfly can contend to that. Okay. So these are medium thick broom bristles. And we're going to pick 3 of them out of there. I got way more than I needed. Making a mess everywhere. Forgive me. And then when you cut them off the broom, you're going to have a straight end. And you're going to, where you cut it is going to be all like frizzled. I usually cut that part off. Unless I'm making sort of like a really bristly leg. But usually I cut that part off. And then a mayfly doesn't have super, super long legs. So these broom bristles are fairly long. So I can cut them in half. And I'll actually get 6 legs out of it. Like 6 pairs of legs out of it. So we only need 3. So I'm just going to put 2 of them aside. I'm going to go back to right before the edge of the tail. And I'm going to, or the abdomen, and I'm going to measure it up. And I'm going to make sure they're even on both sides. Let me try and turn this so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to try and make sure they're even on both sides. And then I'm going to do some crazy eights. And then I'll go underneath like this, do some crazy eights like that. And I'll do a couple this way and a couple that way. And as I go, I'll just keep making sure that they're straight and
Jody,
even. Yes.
Have I ever taken the fly swatter to one of your flies?
You know what, guys? She hasn't. And you know why? Because I don't scare her like that. I could very easily scare her like that, but I don't, because she's really doesn't like bugs. I'm going to tell you that right now. She's not a bug person.
No.
And I have displays on all the walls, and I got bugs everywhere, and she's pretty tolerant of my bug addictions.
Yeah.
So no, I don't go out of my way to to freak her out or make it bad. And to be quite honest, I'm an advocate of bugs and insects. So I don't generally try to scare people who otherwise would have phobias and things, because I don't want people to be afraid of these things. It's, to me, in my eyes, is not necessary. But you know what? To some of my buddies, I've hung spiders in their cars. I went to a buddy's house, and in his toilet paper roll, in his bathroom, I put a spider in there, one of my fake spiders, and when he pulled the roll, it fell out at him and freaked him out. I've done some things like that. Two people I know I could do them to, but never to somebody that I don't know. Like, I would never do that. That's just, it's cruel and unnecessary. Funny, but not necessary. So no, I've never pranked the Mrs. Superfly with that.
No.
So with this now, we're going to go 2 millimeters up. Who asked that? Solo?
Mm-hmm.
Solo, I hope I'm not giving you any ideas for your wife. So we'll go 2 millimeters up and we'll tie that in. Did we lose Cool Cat though?
I'm thinking because it only shows 3 people now. So I'm not sure, honey.
Who else is here? Austin's still here, right?
I believe so.
Roll call. Sign in, everybody. Who's here? Who's left? Who left the party? Who let the dogs out? All right. So we put in a second pair of legs. All right. And then just before where the head is, actually, you know what? They don't have the same kind of, they have longer legs than that. So actually, I need those other ones. Okay. So if you look at a mayfly picture, the back legs will be this size, but the front legs actually stick out in like almost like a praying position on a mayfly. So they're a little bit longer than their other two pair of legs. Did I just drop that? Come on, Jody. Get with it, man. Try not to drop this now. And they're so hard to see on the floor. Okay, so for these last two pair of legs, what we're going to do is on the underside of our, actually, I'm just going to turn it over. See, this is the joy of having a rotating vise, right? You can just turn it over and work from the bottom. So I'm going to take these two legs and I'm going to tie them in facing forward on our beautiful little mayfly. Are you getting tired, Mrs. Superfly?
No.
Oh.
No.
I kept you up late last night, I know.
Not really. We got home late from
We got home. We were playing card games with the folks last night, so we got home a little bit late. All right, so these now are going to be the front legs. And these two side legs, I'm just going to push them down a little bit so they'll be out of the way. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift up my thread and I'm going to put some crazy glue. Always keep your thread out of the way because if you drop some crazy glue in the thread, it's not going to be pleasant. I know I tell you guys that all the time because guess what? I don't ever want you to forget it. Okay. So that's looking good now. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to need two things now. So we're going to need a little bit of a back case for the wing case. So when we tie the wings in, we're going to need a little piece of foam that holds those wings in. So I'm just going to cut it from this. And it only needs to be 2 millimeters wide. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters. Just enough so that when you tie it in, you'll be able to put those wing cases in. So what we're going to do is just in between where those two legs are tied in, we're going to tie that in with the long piece that's sticking out the back. Just like that. Beautiful. And, same question. Has Maria ever taken the fly swatter? Okay. So, I'm going to go into my container full of dubbins. And I'm going to look for this brown dubbin. Because I'm going to have this just a little bit brown on the underside. So I'm going to take a couple of pinches of that. And then we'll be done with that. So I know I won't need more than that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this brown dubbin and we're just going to wrap it gently twist it on our thread with our 2 fingers. And this is called finger dubbing, just because it's exactly that. And this is a dubbing noodle. So we've made our dubbing noodle, and we're just going to start wrapping our brown dubbing onto our fly like that. And we're going to go right up to the head, which is just below the eye of the hook. Just like that. Now, the joy of this clear nylon invisible sewing thread is that it blends into your materials, so you don't ever really see it. And when you use any kind of other thread, you always see it. So you don't want to have that happen. So now we're going to take those wings and we're going to tie them in first like that. And then we're going to go underneath and tie them. And you see they're going to stick up like that. And then we can take our foam and we can pull our wings up like this. And we can pull our foam tight, not too tight, like you just a little tight. When you make bugs out of foam, you want you can, when you tie it in tight, it loses its buoyancy. But when you leave it loose, all the little air pockets in the foam will allow it to float. So wherever you see me tie it tight, you actually lose some buoyancy. And then where it's loose, it floats. That's something to remember. And you can cut through it with your thread. So when you tie it on, you want to tie it tight enough that it's tied, but loose enough that you don't cut through it. And then you see we have this little extra bit on here. What we're going to do is we're going to fold it over, and then we're going to tie it down like this. And as you see, what it made there was a little eye case. And if you're a little close to the eye of the hook, you can just pinch it and just give it a little push. And what it'll do is everything will push down. And then you'll free up the eye of the hook. And I'm going to take my curved Dr. Schlicks, and I'm just going to cut that foam off on a nice round edge, like so. And then I'll just do a couple of wraps, and it'll tie that in. And if you want it to really look like eyes, you can just come up from behind and go right in the middle and right in between, and then it'll separate them out, and you'll have like a really nice eye shape. Just like that. And at this point, we can take our thread, do one more wrap, and then we'll do 2 little half-hitch knots, maybe 3. We just want it to be nice and secure. And we can take it, our thread, and snip it off. And now you see we've got this nice, beautiful mayfly going on here. And you have 2 choices of what you can do. You can leave it like this, and this is what they call a spent mayfly or a spinner, because when they're coming off the water, their wings will be wide open. Or you can have one that's freshly coming out of off the water, and its wings can be up like this. And basically, if you want them up, you can take a dab of crazy glue and put it on each wing, and then you just hold it up for a couple of seconds and it'll be up. I'm going to leave them in the spinner position because a lot of trout will eat them in the spinner position. So I'm just going to leave them like that, and you guys can decide if later on you want to do that. And then I'm just going to take a pair of hemostats. And on the front legs, I'm going to go out 3 millimeters out from the front. And I'm going to bend them up. And then I'm going to go in another 2 millimeters. And I'm going to bend them then down. And then I'm going to spread them like this. And that makes the front legs of your mayfly. And those are just a little bit too long. So I'm going to just come in here with my scissors, pinch them together like this, and just trim a couple millimeters off there so they look like that. And then I'm going to go on either side of my mayfly. So I'll pick the side closest to me first. I'll push those two little legs together. I'll go 2 millimeters out from the side and do a 90-degree angle. And then I'll go down 2 millimeters and then push them up. And then that'll make those legs. And then I'll repeat the same on the other side, making them nice and even. At this point, you can eyeball it. You just want to make sure they're even. So you 90-degree down, then go 2 millimeters down, and then 90-degree angle up. So this makes your wings and then your legs, and you can spread them apart like this. And the good thing about these medium thick broom bristles is that they hold their shape really well. So when those trout or those panfish hit that fly, they're just going to hit it, but they're going to pretty much hold their shape. So all you have to do is just before you, like after you fight the fish, you just have to straighten them just a little bit with your fingers, but they're still going to be the same shape. And they're so soft that when the fish pushes down, it's going to get hooked on that hook. And then on the tail, we're just going to trim a little bit of that off, but we're going to hold all those 3 bristles and trim them even. And then when we spread them apart, they will look like the tail parts of a mayfly. And you can take your thumb and forefinger and just give them a little bit of a bend, and it'll just add to the curve of the natural curve of your fly. Like so. And then depending on what color mayflies you have, like if you have more yellow, like some waters have more yellowish mayflies, some have more brownish mayflies, you can always just lighten up your colors, your mayflies, by just adding a little bit of brown marker on the top. Maybe do a little stripe along the side. And of course, I like to take black. And then, of course, if you wanted to do that yellow, you could do it yellow instead of brown. And then you can take a black marker and just put a dab on either side of the eye so that it gives it a really realistic eye. And then you have see, that wasn't too bad, right? This is pretty simple fly. And then what we're going to do is, that's too red. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take my clear nail polish. In this case, it's Sinful Colors, but you could use Sally Hansen's or any color. I'm just going to take my brush, and I'm going to go over the brown, and I'm just going to rub it gently, and it's going to take the colors from that brown. It's just going to spread it nicely on our fly, and then I'll go over the eyes, just like that. And then I'll wipe off my brush, like so. And one more thing I'm going to do, now that I've cleared off the brown, is I'm just going to go over the wings that I did. And I'm going to make sure I get the edges. and that's just going to make them shine a little bit. And it's going to do is seal in part of, so that water doesn't go into the different layers of the tape. It'll just help your wings to last longer, like so. And there we have a beautiful mayfly spinner pattern, like so. Ta-da!
Very nice, honey. So I have a question.
So now, yeah, go ahead, sweetheart.
Yeah. So you know how you make your wings?
Yes.
Can people buy wings already made?
Yes, you can buy pre-made wings.
But you have to make sure the wing is specific to the fly that you're tying?
Sort of, yeah.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
if you're gonna tie a mayfly, you're gonna want to buy a mayfly wings.
Right.
You can buy those wings online.
Great
I
job,
made.
Jody. 100%.
Thank you, Solo. Thank you, my friend. So, if you're trout fishing or other panfish, these are fantastic for those. Like, and even when mayflies are done for the year, you can still take mayflies and fish them and catch panfish, because panfish like perch, crappies, sunfish, rock bass, bluegills, they're gonna come up and eat that. Bass, they're still gonna come up and eat that, even though there's no, they, because it's just a bug on the water to them. Now, our trout, like rainbow trout, speckled trout, brown trout, tiger trout, um, all cutthroats, they're going to be a little more picky about mayflies. You may still get them to pick off a mayfly after mayfly season is done, but they'll still eat them. But they're going to be more picky about it because they know that there's not mayflies around, and they're going to look. Trout tend to look at your fly a bunch of times before they hit. They're not they're not like, especially in the summer, like not so much in the spring, but in the summer they start looking at those flies, and they'll examine a fly and let it float by 100 times before they decide to hit it. Like,
Really?
yeah. So trout want to know what they're eating. They want to make sure there's a bunch of that going on in the water.
Okay.
In the spring, they're not so picky.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's our mayfly.
So Solo asked, so the hook keeps them floating upright?
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly, Solo. So on this fly, this is gonna float like this, but the weight of the hook is gonna flip it and hold it down for you. Yeah. So that's gonna keep it level on the water. And it's a good fly. I've caught a lot of fish on this pattern. Not recently. I haven't fished this in a while, but I got millions of fly. Like I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different fly patterns.
Right.
To be quite fair, I've got patterns I probably will never get to in my lifetime. I've
Right.
Just because there's so many patterns to fish, like poppers. I've made so many different kinds of poppers that I'd like to try. I've made yeah, like I got flies like I probably never get to. I just tied them because I want to learn how to tie them, and I might not even get to fish. And then I've got my regular patterns that I fished them and fished them and fished them, but I know, like a good one is the carp worm. I got one here, I think. Uh, like, see this fly here, Solo? This is called the carp worm. It is a spectacular fly. If you, whether it's hot outside, it could be cold outside, it could be, the weather could be bad. This fly in and it comes in three, like I tie it in orange, pink, and red, and white. And the orange, pink, and red will almost certainly catch you fish any time of year. The white, uh, some times of the year it'll catch it, and sometimes it won't. But this fly is good for everything. Carp, I catch carp with it. I catch panfish with it. Uh, yeah, trout with it. It's a good fly.
Does that sink in the water or stay
This
on
is a
top?
sink. So this is a
It
sinking
goes in the
fly.
water. Okay.
Yeah. So see these bead eyes here, these two bead eyes?
Yeah.
These pull this fly down. So this
Okay.
fly sinks
In the water.
and it has a very fluttery
Yes.
fluttery action as it sinks.
Yeah.
And this carp worm,
yeah,
you cannot go wrong with, like, if I had to pick, I almost would go as far to say as if I had to pick one fly to have, that would be the one.
Okay.
If I could only fish with one fly, that might be the one.
Okay.
So that's one for the thing. But I didn't tie that one today, but this one I tied. And you know what, everybody? This will be going now into the Jody's fly box for you guys. So if you're ever curious about, I don't know how this would do on a regular rod with a bubble or a float or anything like that. I have no idea. I've only ever fished this with a fly rod. You could probably sink it, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a fish that'll eat it. But this is one that you might want to get a fly rod for if you want to start fishing mayflies and stuff like that. So
Solo said your work is really good. Have you considered selling your flies? However, I'm sure shipping is expensive to the U.S.
yeah, shipping is a killer. I have considered selling them.
Yeah.
We've
sold them locally.
I sell them locally a lot, Solo, because
when we're at markets,
like when I'm at a market or something, sometimes I'll rent a booth at a market or something.
Or even when we're fishing.
Or if I'm fishing and I see some guys, like they'll be asking, like, if you see me catch 300 fish in an afternoon, a lot of guys come up and go, what are you using, buddy? Like, I just have to ask. So I'm happy to tell them.
Yeah.
I'm happy to tell them. And I have a box full of flies that I'm eager to sell with them. And I carry them every time I fish. So
we do.
That's when I usually sell them.
Yeah.
Shipping them around, I can do it. I'm not set up online for payments. I don't have any kind of payment accounts or anything. So like, I don't usually sell stuff online just because I don't really want to go. I don't want to set that all up and I don't know. I'm just not I'm not so interested in selling. I'm more interested in teaching and showing people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I do that.
Yeah.
But I can also tell you where you can get something similar. There's some guys that'll sell you stuff that'll be similar to what I tie, but it won't be quite as good.
So there's different stages to that fly?
Yeah. So this is the adult. This is the adult.
You made the adult.
And then last week, remember, for Cool Cat, I made the.
That's how it starts out?
That's how it starts out. So when they lay the eggs, the adults lay the eggs in the water.
Fascinating.
Then when they lay the eggs, they become spinners. So this is this stage, the spinner stage, where they got their wings flat out. And when they're leaving the water, then they have their wings set up like that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put that one in the box.
Interesting.
Somebody's gonna win that. Could be you, Solo. Your name's in the draw, buddy. It could be you. So, and whenever I show up my Jody's Flybox logo, which I'm gonna do right now, so if it shows there's only 3 watching, but you know what? If any one of you 3 throws up in the comments right now, the first one to write, I want a Jody's Flybox, you will get another ticket in the draw when I do the draw, when I reach the 1,000 subscribers. So I'll just leave that up for a minute. So this is it. This will be the Jody's Flybox, and there'll be 2 little smaller boxes in there, and they will have all the flies that I tie between now and 1,000 subscribers will be crammed in here. And if I overflow this box, I might actually Oh yeah, Solo's gonna get his name in there. Solo for sure. So Solo's got two times in the draw now.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I'll take that down now. I will take that down now. Hang on. Oops. I closed every window. Why did I close every window? Let me shut that off. So Solo is going to get his name in the draw. Oh, you don't have to do that. Solo, listen, man.
No, 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 no.
If you win,
No, no.
if you win, that's on me, brother.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal.
No.
Whoever wins this, getting it
It's on
absolutely
us.
absolutely free.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I appreciate all your help. Just every time we're in a chat or a group, you're always sharing the love, promoting my channel. A lot of you guys do that, and I just that means more to me than anything else. Um, you know, so we only need 912 subscribers
1,000.
to get to the 1,000. And then I get to give you guys a Jody's fly box, which I designed myself too. So
Yeah.
like I didn't just design the flies. I designed the box. I put that together myself. So
You do a lot of graphics.
I do a lot of graphic stuffs on the computer, and I love just playing around with different graphics and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super super excited to do that. So, and you know what? I've had my channel up for 3 years now. And in those 3 years, I went from no subscribers to 38 subscribers, then down to 25 subscribers, then back up to 38 subscribers, and back down to 25 subscribers. And in literally the last 3 weeks, when I met you, Solo, actually, when I met you, Solo, and was in Jimmy's channel, and in these last 3 weeks, this is where I picked up all these other subscribers just by hanging out with you guys, and just you know hanging out with you guys and chatting it up. And you guys have been wonderful, and I've most people have been treating me with a lot of respect and showing the love, and I really appreciate that, guys and girls. So whether you're watching live now or you're going to check us later. By the way, last week's live stream, I got up to 97 views. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited about that. And yeah, it's just, you know what? It's just great getting to know people like from all over the world. Uh, you know, Cool Cat and my friend Ted and Paul Outdoors and Bambi and Whitney. I wonder where the Bambi was tonight.
Could be busy.
She's busy.
You should tie something
I
a
should
little simple and fun
tie something simple and fun.
and colorful.
Who wants to see me tie something simple and fun? I'll tie something. You know what? I got a really cool, simple, fun pattern that I would really love to tie. Oh, what did he say? The vertical streams get a lot more viewers. Does your PC allow you to change it? You know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it does, Solo, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know people keep telling me you should go vertical, but the thing is, Solo, I use a program. So all these little graphics, I love these little graphics.
Yeah.
I'm a graphics kind of guy. Like when I'm not hanging out with you guys, I'm like I'm creating all those little symbols and graphics and things, and I just love to do that. Like if you see my puppet channel, all the videos on my puppet channel, they're all like I make sure the puppets are all accompanied by really cool graphics and whatever.
Yeah.
So the thing is, because of OBS, I don't think I can even do vertical because it's got to be fed through there, and then all these graphics and stuff I think need that wider screen. So I'm not sure. I'm not even sure. Like I think like I don't even know all the technical end of that the vertical streaming other than it might fit people's phones better.
Right.
So if you're watching, it's probably better for your phone.
Right.
or your tablet. And I know these days everybody's on their phones and tablets, so I do understand that, but unfortunately, I think I'm just going to have to plug away as is, um, and I'm good with it. I mean, at the end of the day, if I never get 100,000 subscribers, if I don't get the play button, because I don't want to be monetized, I just want the play button. So if like all those things like Jimmy's got, those donations and money donations. I don't want any of that. I really don't. I don't want people to send me money. I don't want donations. I don't need that to keep the channel going or whatever. Like I just wanna plug away like this, meet a bunch of nice people. Uh, for me, give away some flies
Right.
and just shout people out, shout you guys out, because you know what, I love you guys, and I just think people need to get along these
Right.
days. Like,
Right.
there's so much hatred and spamming and crap in the world. Like, I'm not in for that. I'm just in it to meet people, share what I know. I've spent 35 years fly fishing and fly tying, and I just want to share my knowledge and talk to people. And yeah, I mean, that's what it is for me. It's uh, and I'm a, again, not preaching to anybody, but I'm a follower of Jesus. And if I meet people of the faith or whatever, and I can share the love of Christ with people, um, then so be it. I mean, I'm not afraid to talk about it. Nobody ever has to be afraid to talk about it on my channel. As you see in the little corner there, it says everybody needs a little Jesus, and that's my little Jesus in the corner. Because for me, no Jesus, no channel, no life. No Jesus, no life. Right? So, um, it means a lot to me. Again, not pushing anything, not preaching to anybody, whatever. But if people want to feel free to bring Jesus into the conversation, I'm absolutely down for that. So, what did
Understood. We will keep trucking till we get there, buddy.
absolutely, absolutely, Solo. And for me, I know you're a brother in Christ, and I love you, brother, and just gonna keep plugging away, and one day we'll when the saints go marching in, we'll all be marching in together, right? I wanna be in that number when the saints go marching in. Yeah, so something simple. Unless anybody in the chat has a request, a specific request. If you do, now's the time to give it to me. If there's some kind of fly you want to see or something you want to know about fly fishing or tying, now's the time to tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to look for some materials and make something really fun. I got some copper.
Oh, nice.
I got some copper here.
Nice.
The Mrs. Superfly loves this color. This is some copper gift ribbon. And I've got some. We can go black or brown. We did brown, so I'm going to go black. So we're going to go copper and black. And I'm going to make a little minnowy pattern. And this pattern is a fish catching pattern for sure. And I've got a hook lined up right here. And you can upsize this or downsize this any way you want. Sometimes I go really, really tiny, especially on hot days. And sometimes I go really, really big, like in the spring and the fall.
They can't see because they're seeing your face now.
Oh, you're seeing my face. Amen, Solo. I knew Solo would get it. Solo gets it. Solo knows. Solo knows. If you know, you know, right, Solo? I keep thinking I need to make a shirt for you, Solo, if Solo knows. You're better than Google and Alexa put together. Like, you just ask Solo. Actually, you freaked me out the other day, Solo. I was like, where is Solo? Actually, did you make so I had to leave before the end of Jimmy's anniversary 1 year anniversary video for his channel, his live. Did you end up making it out to that? We ended up I was there for a bit, then we had to go to my mom's, but we were like solo, solo, solo. When I was there, I called out for you. You weren't there. I was like, but I was getting worried, solo. Okay, so for this minnow pattern, you're gonna start your thread just below the eye, and you're gonna wrap it just to where the bend of the hook is.
There, I seen where you left.
Oh, you came in just you came in just when I left. Yeah, I knew you'd be there one way or the other. But I was worried for a while. I'm like, where is the solo? Okay, so I'm gonna take some of that feather bow I have. You know the ones the ladies wear. I buy those at the dollar store because you get a lot of furry feather from that. So this stuff is just as good as marabou, only it's a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna break off the tail because that's a bit too like short and curly, but I always save it because you may need it later. And then I look for some really nice bits, which is about like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to snap this feather off right there like that, and I'll put that piece off to the side. And then I'll fold it up. So a feather has like a strip. And when you peel it off or trim it off, you can fold it up like this. And then what I like to do is just trim off right to the very edge. So all that little gunky part, I trim it off because it adds a little too much bulk to your fly. And then I'll pinch it in my fingers and I'll hold it onto the hook and I'll just transfer it with my other finger. And you want to leave probably about 3 millimeters worth of material to tie onto because you need something to grip it with. So then we'll leave it like this. All right. And you get some guys will tell you you only need 3 wraps of thread will tie any material down. And I believe it. It is true. But if you have a couple of extra wraps, it for sure in most situations will not hurt at all to do that. So I always add a few extra more than I need. Okay, so there's the tail of our minnow. I'm getting stuffy now because I got my head down. Every time I keep my head down, I get stuffy, eh? So I'm going to take some crystal flash. And if you're ever looking for crystal flash, I highly recommend going to Temu if you have a Temu account because they usually never mess up your orders on that. And you can get it for like $1. And if you go to your local fly shops, it's usually like $7 per package. So I'm going to...
Oh, so Solo works every day. No, sorry. Friday to Tuesday from 5:30 a.m. till 2 p.m.
Okay.
So when he got home, he seen that you just left.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know, Solo. That's good to know. So I won't worry about you in the mornings then. I'll know where you are.
Friday to Tuesday.
Beautiful.
That's 5 days.
So I'm going to take this crystal flash and I'm just going to measure it to the end of the tail and I'm going to trim it off. I'm going to flip my fly over. I'm going to do that.
So Jimmy is mountain time, which means he's an hour before Solo's time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you said.
I think Jimmy's kind of close to my time. We're Eastern Standard Time.
Well, Solo is Central.
Solo is Central Time.
Yeah. It's all good.
They got some big fish though where Solo lives. You're in Texas, right? Obviously, because your name is Solo Texan Adventures. I think you must be in Texas. So there's a lot of big fish in Texas. I watched a lot of videos of guys fishing in Texas, and they got some wicked fish there.
Got some pretty sparkle in there.
Yeah, so this tail's nice and sparkly. This is going to be a very sparkly fish. Minnow pattern.
I like it.
Okay, so now we're going to take our 1 millimeter fun foam and we're going to cut a strip that is.
He said Jimmy is 2 hours before your time. That's a long time.
Is he 2 hours before me?
Wow.
So we're going to make it 5 millimeters wide. And we're going to cut it 6 centimeters long. Because we're going to tie it in and then we're going to fold it over to the front. So, and you want to have you want it to be able to tie from the back to the front. So we're going to place it on our hook just below the eye and we'll tie down all of that foam. And when you tie down this, it's going to make it a little bulky, but it's still going to be compressed. So this part of the foam is not actually helping your fly to float. So it's doing pretty much nothing for your fly except holding your material in and adding a little bit of bulk. So we're going to do that. Did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did that wrong.
Oh.
This is, I meant to tie it in facing that way versus that way. I'll explain it to you why. So here's the good thing about fly tying. It may be annoying, but as long as you haven't glued anything in, you can always undo your thread and take it out.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. So now you guys get to see. See, I don't always make gold. Sometimes I make mistakes too. So I'm going to do the reverse of what I said. So instead of having that long piece stick out the end,
it's the other way.
I'm going to measure it up to the tail and then tie it down here, because what we want to do is fold our material down this way versus that way, because it'll make the head round. If I would have done it the other way, it would have just looked tied off. You could have fished with it that way, but it wouldn't have looked good. And I'm a perfectionist, as perfect as I can get. So I try to make it look like gold. Right, Solo? Anything worth doing is worth doing it well.
In East Texas, there are some huge fish in the lakes and the rivers. He's in the Northwest, and sadly his waters do not have those big fish like they do to all the droughts we experience.
Oh, really?
That's interesting. Wow.
Huh. That's interesting, Solo.
Yeah. You learned something new.
Well, that's like even here in Ontario, some of our places have like super fish, like super big fish, and others we have like just smaller fish.
Yeah. Oh, Whitney's back. Hey, Whitney.
Whitney's back from outer space. She's come to take away that sad look upon her face. Whitney's back. Back in town. Yes, because when it
looks gold,
the fish will fold. Yeah, that's it. When it's gold, the fish will fold. So we're making a beautiful coppery bellied, black topped minnow. Great for the fishes. I've caught so many fish on this pattern. There's just so many good fly patterns. I could never not fly fish anymore, guys. I could never go back to regular fishing. So what I did here is, this is a gift ribbon from gift, like, you know, when you tie gifts and stuff, like makeup gifts. And I tied the purpley side, or the doll side, up, and I tied the copper side down onto the hook. And I did that because now that when I start wrapping it, the gold side will be up or the I guess it's more coppery than gold actually. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping it around the shank of the hook. And because of that foam, it made it nice and bulky. So it actually gave us a really good body. Like so. All right. And then when I get to the foam part just under the hook, I'm going to pinch the ribbon with my finger, go from behind, catch that ribbon, and then pull it tight. And then I can take my scissors and give it a little trim. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so you can see we're kind of forming a minnow here, right? And now I need...
Solo told Whitney that the mayfly you made turned out really awesome because she had left.
Should I show her?
And he said it looks so real.
Let's show Whitney what we tied.
Yeah.
Whitney's got her name in the draw too, so I can only imagine before we draw this thing, they're gonna have their names 100 dozen times in the thing. But here it is, Whitney. This is the mayfly that we tied up.
Oops.
Yeah, that's the one. The fish eater.
Yeah.
So that is into the box with the flies. And since Whitney's here and I see there's a few people it shows are viewing, I'm going to pop up the logo for another second and give people a chance to get their name in the draw. So let me just pop that logo up. There it is. The first person to write, I want a super fly box. They'll get their name in the draw again. Boop boop a doo. Boop boop a doo boo. Boop a doo boo. Boop a doo boo. Boop a doo. It's just a jig. No need to get my fly swatter out. That's right, Solo. That's right, brother. Okay, so I'm looking for... my desk is a mess. A real mess. I don't know why when I tie flies I get materials out here and materials out here and here and here and yeah, I gotta every time I stream with you guys I gotta clean up. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get some red dubbin, wool dubbin, and I'm just gonna put some red dubbin right here at the head. And what that's going to do is make it look like gills on our little fish pattern. And we're just going to put enough to be like, I don't know, 2 millimeters. And what that's going to do is look like gills. And then when I fold this over, it's also going to give me a place to glue on 2 little Google eyes. And that's going to let our fish have some vision. All right, Solo typed it again.
Oh, did he?
Yep. And he said if somebody else wants it, he'll pass it to them.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's nice.
You want it, Whitney? Or anybody else? Solo's generously going to offer to offer it to anybody who wants it. Because he's going to get his name in there lots, I know. It'll be a cool box. It'll be definitely lots of flies.
Whitney said no thank you.
Whitney said no thanks?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Going once, going twice. Sold to the amazing Solo. Solo gets now he's got 3 in there.
Cool.
Wicked, Solo. I know Whitney's like, those are creepy bugs. I don't want a box full of creepy bugs. Don't worry. Mrs. Superfly understands how you feel. I'm not offended. Don't worry. Where are my eyes, though? Okay, I'll have to get to that in a minute.
These here?
No.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to put
Oh, here's
on.
some googly eyes.
Are there googly eyes there?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm going to use.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Superfly. She saved me because
Okay.
I'm like, where are my Google eyes? Normally I have a huge bag of them right here, but
Yeah.
okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our thread and we're going to do wide wraps down the rest of the shank, back to the bend of the hook. And then we're going to take our foam and we're going to fold it over. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it just a slight pull so that it'll just wrap nicely around, but not so hard that it'll compress all the bubbles in the foam, because if you compress all the bubbles in the foam, it will sink. And this fly is a complete floating fly. So now I'm going to take my scissors, my Dr. Schlick scissors, and I'm going to take it. And I'm just going to cut a little curve at the end. And now it's starting to look real slick. So that is good. That's looking good now. Okay. So what I can do just a couple more little wraps, and I'm going to take my 2 fingers, do 2 half hitches, and do like that. By the way, Whitney, or anybody who's watching, if you don't necessarily want or need the box of flies, and they're free, I will be paying for the shipping and everything, you can always give them to somebody you know who fishes. So if you have a brother or a cousin or a father-in-law or a father or mother-in-law or friend at work, if you're looking for a nice gift for a fellow fisherman, it might be worth it to win just to have a really cool gift to give somebody. So it's just something to keep in mind if over the next little bit, if you want to get your name in the draw, you can win them, and just it always makes a nice gift for somebody if you can't use them yourself. I know if somebody gives me a box of flies, I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to be like, yeah. All right. So this is pretty much the fly. I'm just going to take some crazy glue and I'm going to put a dab on, and I'm going to put it on these Google eyes, and I'm going to put these Google eyes so that they touch both the foam and the red dubbin, and they stick really nice onto that dubbin. Now you don't have to do anything else after that, but I am going to take a little bit of UV resin and just go around the edges and seal them in, because that UV resin is almost going to guarantee that those eyes will not fall off. And I've fished with this type of fly so much. Like if you go out and you catch 300 fish in an afternoon, those somewhere along the lines, those eyes are probably going to pop off. Which is no big deal because the fish do not care. They'll eat one-eyed fish. They eat the one-eyed jack. Don't worry. So now that they're on there, I'm just going to take a little bit of UV resin. Just put a little bit of a ring around it, and I'll catch a little bit of it into the dubbin. And this fly is solid. It is going to take a beating. And yeah, I never leave home with without one of these because they're really good. So I'm going to turn on my light. You guys are safe on the screen, but never look directly into your UV light.
Saul said 300 fish, Jody. He needs 5 of them.
Solo, I'll talk to you later about that. But you're gonna. Here's the thing, Solo. This particular fly works best with a fly rod. So unless you're gonna use it on a fly rod, I mean, you can use it without because you can always drop shot it on a spinning rod. So you can catch fish on it. But this this is really designed to be uh, a top water fly. But remember, don't forget to buy your helmet, Solo. Whitney Solo said if he gets into fly fishing, he needs a helmet. He doesn't want to get hooked in the head. All right. So this is good. The UV resin has cured now. Some resins, so if you ever tie flies, resins dry at different uh different levels. So some dry in 7 seconds, some dry in 5 seconds, some dry in 7 seconds, 10 seconds. The one I've got usually is about 15 seconds. Um, it just depends on the viscosity of it and the wavelength, and it also depends on the brightness of your torch. So if your UV torch, if you have like because some of these UV torches are like $100 or more, and they're really super strong and super bright. Um, this one does the job for me. I don't mind waiting a few extra seconds. If I was tying for a business, like if I was selling these, I would want it to dry that extra 7 seconds because that 7 seconds would mean a lot to me. But for me, I don't mind. It does the job. So something to keep in mind. And yeah, so this is our top water minnow. It is super effective. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a hard day of fishing and then I throw one of these on and everything just changes for me. So, and this one again with the hook being down, it keels flat, so it swims level, and those fish just love this fly. They just absolutely love it. So this will be going into the Jody's fly box for one of you beautiful people. I can't wait till I can send this to you. Whoever wins this. Is it you, Solo? Is it you, Whitney? Is it Cool Cat? Or anybody watching?
Make a bigger box, honey.
What?
You might need to make a bigger box.
I'm either going to make a bigger box or make a second box. We'll see. But it's starting to get filled up. It's starting to get filled up. Solo's fly box. I know Solo wants it. Solo wants it bad. He can taste it. The Solo's fly box. Well, Solo, I will be happy to send it to you if you win it. I'm gonna be I have a container up on my messy shelf, which I will be taking off, and I already put your names all on a slip of paper, and I will be putting them in there, and they'll be all on a nice printed so I can see them clearly. And if we get to those if we get to those 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna draw it. We're gonna draw it, and one of my good friends is gonna get it. Mm-hmm. All my good friends. I don't know how many I'm at. I don't know how. You should show your face. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show my face now. Hello. I'm gonna do something funny next week. I can't tell you what, but if you guys show up at my next live stream, it'll be hilarious. I can't tell you what, okay. but it'll be so funny. You'll be like you'll be happy you showed up.
Jody, can you make sure my name is in the large print?
Yes, Solo. It'll be large print. I'll be able to see it. Don't worry. I will be able to see it for my buddy Solo. I know he wants that box. I want to get it to him too. Everybody's so cool. I don't know. I get a little teary eyed at the end of my streams because I'm just so happy that you guys showed up and spent some time. And for many years, I've been
teasing,
yeah.
We know.
For many years, guys, I have had this been sitting on these talents and haven't been able to share them with anybody.
Right.
And I just there's been nothing I've been able to do with them. So like I've learned and spent time learning and fishing and learning the different weather conditions and the patterns and the bugs and what these bugs eat and how they mate and all that, like all the not so all these bugs I tie, I don't just know the bug. I know all about them, like what they eat, where how they live, what their life cycles are. And
But
I
that's
got
because that's one of your passions.
yeah, like it for me it's a passion, right? So I know all about bugs, all kinds of bugs.
Yeah.
Like I don't know everything about everything. That would be stupid to say I know everything about everything. But I know a lot of things.
About a lot.
I know a fair amount about a lot.
Whitney said
There's
that's cool.
there's a lot of useless things going on in my head. But but you know what? It I don't know where I was going with that. Now I lost. See, it distracted me. The beautiful Mrs. Superfly distracted me.
You were saying for a lot of years.
Oh yeah, a lot of years I
People
sat
didn't
on
know.
this knowledge. I
Yeah.
sat on the
Yeah.
I made all these flies.
Yeah.
I've got. I'll just to give you a hint. Look, I'm not showing the Mrs. Superfly, but this is what my office looks like. See all those boxes full of bugs? I'm not showing you. Don't worry. Don't worry. The Mrs. Superfly shy. That's all you got to know. She doesn't like to be on camera. I'm the
You
super.
can see me on your
I'm the-
other videos.
I'm the superstar. I'm the superstar in this family
You
when
can
it comes.
see me on the puppet videos.
Yeah, you're in a couple of puppet videos.
I
If you
am.
want to know the Mrs. Superstar, Mrs. Superfly, then
Birthday video.
yeah, she's
I did the toilet. It's not.
yeah.
Puppetry,
If
puppetry
you
day.
go on the Laugh Out Loud Puppets channel,
I did walking with Og in the snow.
yeah, you'll be able to see the Mrs. Superfly if you really want to see her. But normally she doesn't go on camera. She's the filmer and the note taker and the making sure I don't mess up.
Oh, Solo said, Jody, do you know what big has the worst, most painful sting in your area?
In my area.
That's a good question.
You know what, Solo? We have surprisingly, you might not believe this since we're in Canada, but we actually have black widows, black widow spiders, and they've been known to kill people. I don't think we have brown widows, or not yet, at least.
Yeah, he
But-
said bugs. Yeah.
We have for sure black widows. They'll kill you. A sting, bee stings. Obviously, we have bees, hornets, and wasps.
Deer flies.
And in not in my area specific, but on the west coast, we have now what are those giant Asian hornets,
Oh,
the murderer hornets.
oh gosh.
They are starting to find them there.
Oh.
They're a nasty. So they'll sting right through your boot. They
Oh.
can chew through your boots, through a rubber boot. They're nasty bug.
Mercy.
We don't have them right here yet. Like it's still a bit cold where we are,
Oh.
but they have found them there. I hope we don't find them here. But nasty bug. Top predator bug. It won't attack humans,
No.
but it will attack pretty much everything else. Is of course I told you about these dragonflies. They will definitely take out anything. It'll be interesting to see if they took out murderer hornets. That I don't know. Murderer hornets pretty crazy bug.
Yeah.
So if murderer hornet, yeah, getting all choked now. If murderer hornets start to make their way here,
Oh gosh.
dragonflies might have some competition because they're pretty bad. But these guys eat wasps, hornets, mosquitoes, black flies, all those things. These guys, and in their juvenile form, they eat minnows, fish, tadpoles.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, so like
Wow.
these, like even when a dragonfly is in its juvenile stage,
Wow.
they are very, very aggressive in
Wow.
every stage of their life.
Wow.
So, and they strike with a like they're very accurate.
Here.
Thank you. I thought you disappeared, Cool Cat. You've been going radio silent. I thought you disappeared.
Solo said where he is, it's the tarantula hawk,
Oh yeah,
the
tarantula.
centipede,
Yeah.
the bark scorpion,
Yeah. Oh, the bark scorpion's bad.
most
Really bad.
painful,
Yeah.
and they also have there the kissing bug, the
Yeah.
black widow, and other deadly insects. Oh my gosh.
So
Whew.
my wife just said she's not coming to visit you, Solo, in Texas. But yes, all those things you mentioned, Solo, are absolutely bad bugs. Their stings are very bad. Every single one that you mentioned, the tarantula hawk, you don't want to get stung by one of those. That's bad. Um, and the tarantula hawk is a bad bug because it eats tarantulas. It's not even close to the size of a tarantula, but they sting the tarantula, and they have like a neurotoxin that puts the tarantula into like a zombie state,
Wow.
and they actually drag the tarantula to its burrow, and then lay their eggs on it, and then the egg hatch. I'm probably grossing a lot of people out. They lay their eggs on it. The larva hatches and then eats the tarantula when the larvas hatch.
Wow.
And then when they grow up, they just start the process all over again.
Wow.
So that's a bad bug. You don't want to be stung by that.
Coquette said before hatching, the dragonfly is indeed a little horror.
Absolutely.
What are they called before they emerge?
They're basically called a dragonfly nymph.
Okay.
So from the time they hatch from the egg
Okay.
to the time they come out of the water, they're a nymph, and then when they come out of the water, they split their skin and become a dragonfly.
And Solo knows a lot like you.
Yeah, Solo does a lot of research. Like I said, Solo knows.
Yeah.
Solo knows. If you have a question, you ask Solo. Solo's got answers.
Well, I hope I don't have any dreams
Now
tonight.
the Mrs. Superfly is afraid of having nightmares tonight.
we talk about bugs.
Me and Solo have freaked everybody out now.
They're fascinating, but
They are fascinating.
then
The thing is,
they scare me too.
and you should be a little bit afraid of. You should. I'm not going to say you should be afraid. You should have a reverent respect for God's creatures because
Yeah.
some of them are definitely gonna cause some damage.
Yeah.
What there's a lot of centipedes also. Centipedes are a bad one because they, especially some of those larger centipedes, they go into weird places. So they'll go in your shoes. They'll yeah, you'll be lifting up stuff in the garden, and yeah, you don't want to get bit by a centipede because a lot of those centipedes are not venomous, but their bite is painful. And the other thing is they can give you arthritic symptoms, and that doesn't go away.
Wow.
So you don't want to get bit by a centipede if you can avoid that.
Coquette said something about the wasps.
If you're not a tarantula, you're okay. Absolutely, Cool Cat. Absolutely.
But before that, he said something else.
Oh, what did he say before that? Some types of wasps, like the satellite fly, not a fly, injects its maggot into. Right, absolutely, Cool Cat. Yeah, that's a horror. Yeah, some of these flies, man, they get you. They lay their egg in you, and then you don't even know it. And the next thing, you got a freaking thing, larva growing out of your flesh. Oh,
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Some of this nature is cruel. Sometimes sometimes nature does really cruel things.
He said something about fungus too.
Some funguses are nightmare fuel too, like the types that infect ants. Yeah, and some of those fungus are like cause them to be zombies, like literally zombies. Yeah, or like like snails and stuff. Some snails get these worms in them, and they cause their like they turn them into zombies, and then their antennas do these weird things as they're growing and eating out their eyes and stuff, and they get attracted to bird poop, which then they come and eat. The snail eats the bird poop, then the snail eats the snail, and then the larva gets into the bird and it starts the process. Yeah, it's it's life. Life is crazy.
He's got a question
uh
for you. You ever heard of?
have you ever watched or heard of Brave Wilderness? I've heard of it. I probably have watched. Uh, I can't think of it offhand, but I probably have watched the Brave Wilderness. Yeah, there's so many. And who's that? There's one guy who goes out and deliberately gets stung and bit by stuff.
Oh,
Is that him, the Brave Wilderness guy, or Coyote something, Coyote Peterson or something? He goes out deliberately to find the worst stings and bites and lets them sting and bite him, which is a little mental in my opinion, like to let something deliberately do that. But people watch him, right? So he gets a lot. He gets a lot of views. The eyes make them blind and viewable to birds. Then the cycle begins again. Very cool. It's cool, I guess. It's cool if you're that parasite. It's not cool if you're the snail. And then praying mantis, they get these, that's one of my favorite bugs, the praying mantis. They get these intestinal worms. If you dip a praying mantis butt in water, not every praying mantis, but a lot of them, if you dip their butt into the water, these intestinal worms start coming out of the water, and they can be like, and a praying mantis is like this, but the freaking worm coming out can be like, this long, and you see two or three of these long tentacle worms coming out of the. Totally gross. Totally gross.
oh, he sent you a link. I'm not watching that.
I'll have to check that link. Yeah, yeah. Cool. Cool cat's like, okay, now I'm sick. Okay, we've reached the limit on where we can talk about bugs. Yeah.
Oh, Whitney's puking. Poor Whitney.
Oh, Whitney. Whitney's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna unsubscribe to Superfly now. So I know a lot. I guess, but I guess a lot of us know a lot about bugs.
That's good.
Hey, mostly good to have you. We're just we're freaking people out with our bug knowledge. If you don't like bugs, this is not the place to hang out. Yeah, that's it. Like if even Mrs. Superfly, like you know what, she's kind of like grossed out and turned off by bugs, but she still finds the like she doesn't like to look. She doesn't like to look at them, but she finds the knowledge about them
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking about bad bugs, you know what's a bad bug? Fire ants or red ants. They're bad, and we've got them here. They're in most continents. Uh, I went fishing last spring with the Mrs. Superfly, and we had planned to set up some chairs and fish. We get down to the water's edge, and I even had my chest waders on, and the next thing I'm feeling all these stinging and biting, and I'm like, what the? And it's burning. It's starting to burn, and I'm like, what the? Anyways, all over wherever we were standing, red ants were everywhere. We were like on a huge nest of red ants. we got out of there like you wouldn't believe. We hightailed it out, and we got to the car, and I took off the waders, and I was stripping down and trying to get all these freaking ants off me, and they were stinging and biting, and I was itching, and oh, it was horrible bug. I've never even gone back there because I'm like, I can't fish there. Like it's crazy. Red ants, horrible bug. You never want to stand on a red ant colony. They're bad.
Oh, Steve Lee said, I told you I would make it to your live, Jody.
Yep.
There you go.
Mostly kept her word. She said I'm gonna be there, and by golly, she was there. By golly. This is where all the cool people don't hang out. No, just kidding. All the cool people are in here now. You guys are all awesome. You guys are incredible. Like I'm like I said, I'm very touched and honored to have you guys here, and it's great chatting with you guys and making friends, and I hope we get more friends and more subscribers. Like I said, I want to give you guys a box. Um Now that Mostly's here, Mostly, you want a Superfly box? Here, I'm gonna put up a logo. Just right. I want a Superfly box. Anybody watching, the first person to write I want a Superfly box right now, the first person's gonna get your name in the draw for the Superfly box. This box right here. This box right here. It's full of little bugs and pretty things too. Yeah, yeah. Solo's already got his name in the draw like 3 times now. These are all the flies in the Superfly box. You could win it absolutely free, cost you absolutely nothing. I will ship it to you for nothing. I will pay the shipping cost and send you a box full of really cool, pretty bugs and poppers and minnow flies. Yes, we have added a lot of flies to it today. We're getting up there. I'm gonna actually take a picture of all the flies that I put in there and put them in a picture so you guys can see them better, because they look a little jumbled here in the box, but that's just because they're all weirdly shaped and they don't all match together properly, but they're all going to be in there. And that little box and this little box and this box goes all together, and that is a Jody's fly box. And I cannot wait to give somebody this box. And like I said, even if you don't want it for yourself, if you get in the draw and you win the box, you could give it to a friend, you could give it to a coworker, or your husband, or your wife, or your children, or your aunties or uncles, or anybody. You could give it to anybody. It makes a great gift, and somebody will be super happy to have a Jody's fly box. I know I would be, because they're not cheap either. If you go to Walmart and try and buy some flies, they are not cheap. You're looking at, for like 2 or 3 flies, you're looking at $30, and they're not even as near close quality like that. So I really hope I can brighten somebody's day with that, because, like I said, I just want to make people happy, and you guys are all making me happy. Like sometimes I have a bad day, and then you guys show up and you show all the love, and it makes me super happy. So, and yesterday, me and the Mrs. Superfly, we went out to Walmart and we gave out like 30 puppets to kids. So, when we're not doing fly tying stuff, I'm doing puppety stuff on my other channel. And then, we just like to, oh, it was super cool. We went to Walmart, and when we were leaving, I had my big alien puppet, and this guy and his wife and his cousin were in the car, and they rolled down the window and they're like, "Hey man, that's super cool." And then we went to walk to our car, and they drove around the parking lot, and then they came to where we were just to talk with us, and then we gave them some pins and puppets and stuff. It was super cool. So yeah, we just that's what we like to do. We just like to go around and spread love to people, and that's it. Did anybody even write? they want a super fly box.
Whitney said that's sweet.
Whitney's like, Solo, just take the box. Solo just wants the box. That's it. Solo gets it. No, I'm not.
No.
He's still gonna have to wait. He's still gonna have to wait. I'm I'm sure that other people will get their name in the list. I'm sure. Yes. All right. Well, all my beautiful friends and people, I'm going to pretty much cut it here. I went a half hour over time, which is okay because you guys are awesome. But I have to feed my pets. I have a couple of pets I have to feed, and I have to do some exercising because I always do 20,000 steps a day. So 10,000 in the morning and 10,000 at night. So I have to do my night walk. And I'm going to have to do a couple of shout outs that I promised to people. Hey, does anybody want a shout out? Let me put up the shout out logo just before I go. Let me put out, if you want a shout out, just write, I want a shout out. And the first person to write, I want a shout out, is going to get a shout out for me this week. Cool Cat's already getting one. But if anybody else wants one, you won't have to wait for 1,000 subscribers for the shout out. I'll do that this week. That's like a weekly here. Look at Cool Cat. He's just like, yeah, I'm cool. He put out the shades. He's like, I'm in it. Cool Cat's for sure getting one. All the cool people get shout outs for me. All right. Well,
Cool Cat walks 5K a day. Wow.
Good, huh?
Very good.
That's good, Cool Cat. Absolutely.
Does Solo want a shout out?
Does Solo want a shout out? He can have another shout out.
Oh, I didn't know he had one already.
I shouted Solo, but you know what?
Okay.
If he want, I'll shout him out again.
And mostly says, I'm here to thumbs up and support a new friend.
All right.
I don't know if they want a shout out.
Do you want to be shouted out mostly? I can also shout you and Solo out. Solo I'll just do because you know what? I'm going to do some funny thing. I'm going to make it funny for Solo. Solo!
He'd be honored. Thank you, Jody. Mostly's just laughing.
Mostly's not sure.
Okay.
Mostly's not sure.
Maybe they don't know what it is.
She doesn't know what it is. That's why.
Okay.
You know what? Mostly, basically, if you get a puppet shout out with me, my fishing puppet is going to just say, "Hey, mostly, it's great fishing with you, or great getting to know you," and basically, just going to say you're an awesome person and that.
It's fun chatting with
it's just fun chatting with you, and
yeah,
it's not a big deal.
It's not long.
It's not long. There's no personal information. It costs you nothing.
No.
Yeah, just fun.
Yeah.
But if you don't want it, I'm not going to force it on you. But I'm for sure. See, you love the puppets, right?
Okay.
We'll shout you out. Don't worry. It's all good. And Solo, I'm going to shout you out just because I love you, Solo. Solo's been shouted out, but he'll get shouted out again. I'll shout him out. But this time it's going to be different. I'm going to go funny. Funny. All right, all. Well, you know what? Like I said, I love you guys. Best fans ever. You guys are amazing. I hope some of you learned some things, and some of you probably learned some things you wish you didn't learn. Yeah. And I hope nobody has nightmares tonight. And I will definitely catch you guys every Sunday at this time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 9. And then if we go over, no big deal. And throughout the week, I will be, whenever I get a chance, either live streaming with the puppets or live streaming with the flies or a little bit of both. But guaranteed for sure, every Sunday will be live stream at this time. So, and again, thank you all so much for showing up. I feel very loved, very honored. God bless you guys all, and hope to see you on the next one. And thank you for the subscription. If you have some friends, tell them about us, because the sooner we get to those 1,000 subscribers, we're giving away a Jody's Fly Box. All right. Love you guys. Peace.
Thank you, everybody.
And the Mrs. Superfly says, thank you, everybody. All right. Bye, Solo.
Yeah,
bye, Whitney. Bye, everybody.
Too. Thank you.
Okay.
Good
bye.
night.
Bye for now, guys. Okay.